made it home, I dug her out, then I made her one of my aces. Marijuana fragrance, this tree here is outrageous. Want me to play in your city? Send an email to my agent.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we are back for episode 6 of the Georgia State Dynasty. We are in week 5, and this entire episode is just going to be a bit of an update video. So you can see we have a lot of guys ready to visit, a couple guys who have already recruited or have already verbally committed to us, so that's really good. You can see we have one head coach upgrade available, and I'm going after those recruiting ones. We're going to go with the closer. It was between the closer and the opener, and I went with the closer because that's going to give us immediate help since we're already almost halfway through the season. So we want to have that strong second half. And you can see we're giving our offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator some upgrades as well. Jeff Jagodzinski, former BC head coach. I actually just found that out after episode 1. Sub let me know. He was like, you don't remember the name Jeff Jagodzinski? And I looked it up. I was like, oh, that guy used to coach BC before he ditched us for fucking offensive coordinator job at Tampa or whatever. But anyway, here's a quick little recruiting update. So next week we're going to have a big recruiting overhaul, actually. I think I get rid of like half the guys on my board. I think I get rid of 12 players on my board, actually. It's not even close to half. That's more to a third. Of who we are just really out of the race on. We're over 1,000 points back on or anything like that. But you can see my strategy is really on the guys that we either have big leads or are really far behind on. I just take away the points, give all those points to guys who are a little bit closer on. And I think I'm going to take points off of Jonathan Haran right here because I think I do eventually, or I take him off my board. We want points in Tyree Parker. That's a close race. I kind of want points on Tom Jackson, but he's only at 59 overall. That's not a huge recruit for us. Jeremy Mansfield, I thought about putting points into, but we already have 2 running backs we're going after. We don't need a third. Having 3 freshman running backs might lead to a bit of a cluster, but here's Travis Coleman. We're going to put points into him. He's kind of a low overall, but it doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have some depth. So I think I settle on like 250, and then I offer him a scholarship, and that's another 50 down the drain. So we're almost all the way through our points. And you're going to see, going back to the board, really nothing much else to say about this. If you guys are looking for some gameplay for this week, yeah, here we go. We take our points off Jonathan Haran. I knew I didn't put points into him. If you guys are looking for gameplay this week, go check over on Burns' channel. Now, on weeks that we both have bye weeks, I imagine we just won't make episodes for that week. We'll just skip ahead to the next week. But, you know, if I'm ever doing a video like this, there's always going to be gameplay on Burns' channel. If Burns is ever doing a video like this, there's always going to be gameplay on my channel. So that should be your gameplay for the day or whatever for the next couple days, and then hopefully I'll have some gameplay back out in an episode maybe Friday. I think it's our goal. You know, usually once every 3 days is a pretty good pace for a series. I think that's why I run 3 series on my channel, at least 3 main series, and then series that I just post whenever. But here you can see Justin Wagner. We got a good lead on Leroy Goldsby. I'm gonna offer him a scholarship, but I'm not gonna put points into him because I'm not too set on getting him. I definitely want to get Matt Brown and then pair him with that other running back, Tyree Parker. You can see here I'm offering scholarships to guys that we have, you know, or we're either close on, we have leads on. We already have a scholarship offered to Craig Harris. We're on to Scott Powers. I know Scott Powers is a JUCO, and that's why he's a 77 overall, but I don't even care. If I get a guy that's a 77 overall, he immediately becomes the highest rated player on my team. So I wouldn't even care if he came in as a junior. It wouldn't matter to me. I love it. So once again, giving a scholarship to Mark Lyles. I guess I put in a couple points to him. I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt to have too many running backs. I'm pretty much out of the Paul Lee race. Gavin Edwards is a quarterback, though, that I'm going after. He is a scrambler. He would fit the spread option attack. We really need a tight end, so that's why I'm really going after William Sullivan. I really want to catch up on him. We're going to have a lack of tight ends next year, I do believe. I think we only have 2 or 3 tight ends on the roster, and both of them are seniors, or all of them are seniors, so we're looking at Jared Bryant as well. Brad Barnes, low overall guy, but, you know, once again, depth never hurts. So we're scheduling these visits. And I was kind of contemplating between, like, I could go with Troy. I don't know how good they are. I've heard they're, like, kind of good. So I wasn't really sure. And I settled on Western Kentucky because I'm pretty sure Western Kentucky started out very low when I remembered about looking at back at the preseason polls. I remember thinking that they were very low. And so I went with Western Kentucky. It turns out they're, like, 4-1 at this point. But their team overall is not that high. So I feel like I can still beat them possibly. And it's really important to try and schedule those visits on games that you think you can win. That's why I had a lot of visits going on those first couple of weeks with the FCS games, because it's a big bonus when you actually win the game. You also want to be careful to not schedule like conflicting visits. There's things called competitive visits, and I forget what the other one's called. It's like comparative. Maybe it's comparative, complementary, and competitive. There it is. And certain positions, like you don't want to have 2 quarterbacks visiting the same week, but if you have a quarterback and maybe an offensive lineman, that would be complimentary. That would give you a slight bonus. So anyway, you got to look out for those type of things, and you can see we're going to schedule visits for all these guys. Dan Maxey, Justin Wagner, Craig Harris, Tom Jackson, and John Hargrove. You know, we're just looking at whoever we can get at this point. Hopefully we can develop some players, and, you know, maybe if we get into a bowl game or something, that will bring in some recruits maybe next year. I don't know. Here you can take an update on the Heisman watch, and you can see Braxton Miller, Johnny Manziel up there, as well as Taylor Martinez, George Atkinson, the 4th, and I think it was Jordan Nell or Jason Nell or something. I can't remember the name of the LSU running back. You can see the conference standings right here. We are 3-1. South Alabama is 1-2. That is before this week's game, so that's not revealing whether he won or not this week. And you can see here, we actually had a lot of conference players of the week so far. So Tyrus Batiste ended up winning Defensive Player of the Week for Week 4. And we're going to go through Week 3. We didn't have anyone. That was the week we lost to West Virginia. Week 2, we had Rashad Stewart. Not Rashad, I can't see it. And Ben McClain won in Week 1. So anyway, here's our upcoming schedule. That's pretty much going to wrap up this video. So I thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Alabama's next. That should be a good one. And so I'm out. Peace.